The Kawasaki Ninja 400. Doesn't look cool now. Looks broken. Good looking bike. So I picked this bike up. Overall, it's a really nice bike. So I just got off of the Ninja 300. So I kind of wanted to see what the difference between the 300 and the 400 really are. So I took the 300 out first, and then I'm going to take the 400 out now so that I can kind of see the difference between the two. One of the first things you notice, the gauge cluster. And I thought that the Ninja 300 was a step up, was much more elegant than the 250, but this even goes further. You know, for a little bike, this is a really, really nice, clean looking dash. Your lights are over here on the left. You have a nice big gear indicator, slightly bigger speedometer. That's the temperature. The fuel gauge is really small. I'm not sure if I like that or not. The Ninja 300, the fuel gauge just flashes. And if that's the case, then if this doesn't have a fuel light over here, and just this little bitty thing right here flashes, you might miss that and run out of gas. When I saw this bike, both headlights light up for the low beams. And then you can flick them on the high beam, and it's got two more lights in there that light up. Now also, it's not really a yellow light, it's a very white, and it's very bright. And that's exactly what happened to the last one. So, there's a flaw. I kicked my leg over, and I hit my toe on this thing, and I just broke this off. So that's an awful type of, I guess, design. You have to be very careful when throwing your leg over, not to kick off your part of your bike. Alright, so I probably have to order another one of those, it looks like. Definitely not a good thing if it's that easy just to kick it off. You gotta make sure that you get your leg completely over that tail and don't touch the tail at all with your foot. Let's take her out for a ride. I noticed that the mirrors are much wider. I like that. I like that a lot. I've said it in some of my other videos. I just don't understand how people can ride a bike without mirrors. These things fold up. Oh, look at that. These things fold way up. They fold up nice. Oh, yeah. That's a huge difference. There's a huge difference in the 300 to the 400. The 300 didn't really have any mid-range power. Everything was kind of up in the RPMs. This thing has got a good, strong mid-range power for a small two-cylinder. It's surprisingly strong. I wasn't expecting that. The mid-range on this bike is excellent. Like, it's just like, it doesn't even feel like that you have to hit the upper RPMs, but it doesn't feel like the Doesn't feel like the bike is really struggling like the 300 was. I could tell you that the clutch, I don't like the clutch. The clutch feels extremely light. That little bit of mid-range torque is fun on this little bike, dude. Makes you like giddy inside. And this is just completely bone stock. Oh yeah, I like that. I could get used to this. Now this has got the same tires that I had on the Ninja 300. I swapped them both out. Oh yeah. And it just gets stronger. I like that. Just want to be able to wrap on it. Oh yeah, that's way stronger than the 300. Not just a little bit stronger from, you know, the extra 100 cc's, but this is significantly stronger. The comparison's not even close. Like, I thought it would be a lot closer, as to the power would be just a little bit more power, but this feels substantial. It's a very large jump. Yeah, wow. That's surprising. It's very surprising. I love the gear indicator. This is a great little bike, and I really do like the gear indicator. Lets you know you're in 6th gear. You know, looking for that 7th gear, especially on the 300. I was notorious for thinking there's another gear. And despite the wide body and the bigger look of the bike, this bike is supposed to be lighter. This is a very nice bike. I really like it already. I haven't even gotten that far. I feel comfortable. The suspension doesn't feel bouncy. It feels like it can handle more. And the brakes are much better too. Oh yeah, that's much better. The lever doesn't have as much pull. Like that's pulled. The 300 was almost going to the bar. I like how the top of the caps are open, and it's got screw-ins. I mean, there's still no adjustment in it, so they did go from the 38mm to the 41mm forks, which probably has a lot to do with why it's not so bouncy and spongy. But the rear shock still doesn't have a reservoir on it. It's still just a standard shock, and it feels much more planted. I really do like the look of it too. Just based on looks, I think it looks better. And I keep twisting the throttle. That little mid-range torque, and I know it's weird, and it's only a 400, and I know all that, but dude, that's fun. That has that get up that, you know, it's lacking in the 300. I like almost everything about this bike. I love the mirrors. The shape of them look the same as the Ninja 300. It just, the arm looks longer, so it sticks out past your arm. On the Ninja 300, I was just kind of looking at my forearm the whole time. That super awesome cold gear shift indicator. And look, it looks like I'm getting more gas. It's crazy. Like when I first started, it said I had like 86 miles on the range or something like that. Now I've got 116. Yeah. It does have the eco mode too. I can see it right there, little 3 little circles. Goes away when you hit the throttle. Average miles per gallon, 68.7. I do like those brakes. Those brakes are awesome. It still is the single-sided, but I saw that it has Nissan calipers now. Man, I can't wait to get this thing on the track. So I'll be getting rid of this one with my little kick panel back here. I just replaced that too. That sucks. That's a really bad design thing. It looks cool, it sticks up like that, but I just kicked it off. It doesn't look cool now. It looks broken. Man, I can't believe I kicked it off. It's the fuzz. The bike tips in great. They said that it has a shorter wheelbase. I can definitely feel that the suspension is much stiffer and a lighter weight overall. It should be a heck of a little bike, man. I can't really get into it because I got the police up there. Hey, it feels good. Like even this little bit of lean that I've got going on, feels good. Oh yeah. I don't move around. Not like the 300 did. I was just on this curve earlier today, and I could feel the rear shock just bouncing as I was in that corner, roughly about the same speed, nothing extravagant. And the shock was just doing. This shock feels way better, and I don't even think it's all the way up. He is going straight. We're gonna turn left just because I ain't trying to deal with him. So, only two little bad marks I've got against it are that little fuel gauge is your fuel light, I'm sure, because that's the way the 300 was, and they still have a fuel gauge. And then I kicked the tail off. Can't believe I kicked the tail. Oh man, I like how this thing does feel much more nimble. Woo! This thing changed directions like crazy. This thing's going to be dominant on the track as far as little bikes are concerned. They did a great job on this. They did a great job on this bike. This is the little bike to have. This bike is awesome. Even the Ninja 300, the R3, really you just can't compare them. We'll come up the back way. Maybe that cop's not there. I don't know. Maybe I'll get a ticket. Oh man, this thing is so smooth, so nice. I like it. Wow. This thing. And there's no other way to describe it. It feels smooth. It feels planted. It doesn't shake around in the corners, and it's perfect. Like it's not bouncing around. It's staying exactly like it should. Like, you know, everyday road riding. This thing is great. It's phenomenal. Like, I don't know what else to say about it. I mean, this is a great little package. Woo! Wow, that was fun. That was definitely fun. And when I was looking at the bike earlier, remember they fixed the issue that the 300 was having with the frame. With the 400, they put another plate in place that would bend instead. It's a thinner plate, but there's another plate in between the rear set and the frame that probably is made to snap off or something like that in the event of accidents to save the frame. Like, you could actually ride this bike and not really want more bike. I mean, it's that much fun. It's pretty good.